Stoicism and public service. This video will show how the ancient Greek philosophy can provide a framework for finding purpose as a municipal government employee. Stoicism dates to around 300 BCE, but remains relevant today. Practitioners of the philosophy learn how to better govern one's inner life, with a focus on the only things we can control: our character and our choices. Stoics believe that we can control our judgments, impulses, and actions. However, we cannot control things that happen to us, what others think about us, or what other people do. For instance, we cannot control when someone calls and is angry about how road maintenance caused them to be late for work, telling us how we must be idiots because we always manage to mess things up. We cannot control his anger, or the fact that he was running late, or his route to work. We can control how we respond, our tone of voice, and the actions we take to make sure he feels heard and that his input is valued and will be taken into consideration. The four cardinal virtues of Stoicism help us establish a moral and intellectual framework for deciding how we live in the world. These are wisdom, which means knowing right from wrong; justice, which means treating everyone fairly; courage, which means doing the right thing in the face of consequences; and temperance, which means practicing moderation in all things. As a government employee, you practice justice through building and operating under transparent processes and structures, with objective criteria free from bias and separate from your personal feelings and relationships. You serve the public as a whole, not just individuals you like. You showcase courage every time you speak up to fix a process that isn't working as well as it could to serve the public, even if it's comfortable and popular. The goal isn't to make work easier, it is to provide a higher quality and more efficient service to the public. Believe it or not, it takes substantial personal courage to publicly and consistently choose the harder, better path. The key is found in viewing your profession as a duty. This is an honorable mission to serve your community. You have a duty to provide clean water, recreation opportunities, and emergency services to the people you serve. When viewed through this lens, everything you do carries a different weight and importance. As a janitor, you agreed to take on the duty of making the community's facilities free of litter and dirt, and to keep them in a state that can instill civic pride in all those you serve. What an honor that is, to be entrusted with that responsibility. Every community is battling issues with polarization, heated political fighting, and a lack of trust in public institutions. The Stoic knows these are all outside of our sphere of control. Our job as municipal employees is to do our duty and control how we react to those external factors. Mistrust and polarization cannot be eliminated completely with competent expertise, transparency, and integrity. But if others choose to mistrust you despite these, that is something that is also beyond your control. Every city employee has heard about doing more with less, or needing to comply with the new state regulation. Fiscal constraints and layered and complex bureaucratic processes should be expected as part of normal operating procedure. The Stoic understands this and knows to fulfill our duty under such circumstances requires us to focus on what we can control. We can devise innovative solutions and exercise patience. We can work to improve the things we can and to live with the things we cannot. We should understand that all things in life come with hardship, and that we must build that understanding into all of our expectations and work goals and processes. The goal for the Stoic employee is not career advancement, but to achieve what the Greeks called eudaimonia. This is a state of flourishing that can be achieved through practicing the 4 cardinal virtues, with a focus on one's character and duty. An organization staffed with employees all striving for eudaimonia would be a wonderful thing indeed, would it not? The trust and pride that staff could build in their community would be nearly immeasurable. The goals a team like this could accomplish, can you even imagine? Of course, this is not easy. Remember though, easy is not the goal or the point. However, to take up the challenge to live virtuously and act for the common good is a noble calling. It is, in fact, your duty as a public servant. Stoics also know we are human and cannot possibly keep this up all the time. It is hard work. Perfection is not the goal, but it is how we respond and react to our own imperfection that is important. Reminding ourselves of what we can actually control and of our duty will serve to make us all better public servants. I would advise you to give it some thought and try to practice this philosophy at work. However, I realize that if you choose to or not is something that is beyond my control. Thank you for watching.